time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
Feel, don't think.
Fear is my ally.
The Force will be with you.
We are encouraged to love.
Be mindful of your thoughts.
I will not betray the Republic.
Hey, your worship, I'm only trying to help.
Scruffy-looking nerf herder.
I'm not afraid.
You must unlearn what you have learned.
So, Stacey Ballard discovered the NIKKEI article today that came out, or the last couple of days, interview with Kathleen Kennedy. Is it more of the same old, cover your ass bullshitting? Yeah, it is. In fact, this fuckery that I just read, and the bullshit that's very deep, cannot be quantified. I've never seen Nancy Pelosi or Chuck Schumer bullshit like this. Okay, it's just, what are you talking about? And she doesn't know what she's talking about. So, Charlie Brewer, who is one of Cameron's subscribers, said this, and Cameron had to talk about it, and it's funny. I mean, a lot of this is funny, and hopefully I'll be able to at least give you some idea of how you could break all this down. So she basically says in it, Star Wars was important, but it wasn't really important until I took over, being she. What? Again, do you know what you're even saying? Did you hear that come out of your mouth? Then she says something like, film is the most important thing, even though I said TV shows were. I'm just inserting myself into whatever's getting traction. All right, so we've got a self-serving, stupid narcissist. Okay. Merchandise is magic, but that's why they kept Baby Yoda a secret in 2019. Okay. And then, of course, she talked about respecting the core audience, but then she turns around and, at Iger's command, threw George's script treatments away for episodes 9, 10, and 11. There's so much more to this, I can't. She talks about the films and the 5 films. She insists that they made $12 billion, but she won't say if that's gross or net profit. She talks about how important the audience is, yet here we are. Okay? It's just one thing.
Edible issues.
Argle, gargle, google, goo.
What?
Now you know how it feels. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about.
This interview is almost an act of absurdity, like performance art. Okay? She's literally performing here. And it's like she doesn't understand what she's saying. She doesn't understand the context of these franchises and what she's saying. She is so unaware of herself that it's like, I don't get it. Like, here she is talking about the Mandalorians. Building out the world, building around the Mandalorians has been very successful with Star Wars fans. Yeah, Jon Favreau knew that. They knew about the Mandalorians, and they knew about Boba Fett. Boba Fett is not a Mandalorian. But they really didn't know any backstory. So don't hit your heads on tables after saying that, reading that. And that gave us a lot of opportunity to go and explore that story that storytelling with completely new characters, new ideas, and new environments. Kathleen, we know that you insisted once that there were no books or comic books for the franchise before you swept in and fucked everything up. However, there were, and there's plenty of Mandalorian lore, okay, including the Mythosaur. So, well, I don't know what the hell you're talking about here. But this is out of obviously made up out of whole cloth, out of thin fucking air. It's one of those things where you're like, what is she talking about? But she doesn't have any self-awareness. And she doesn't realize, I really think she doesn't realize, she doesn't really have an idea that people have called her out on her lies and her bullshit. I just looked at this and thought, you know, Kathy, where are the people that are telling you don't say anything anymore? But my other side, the side that actually sides with Bob Iger, who's tired of her shit, and Jon Favreau, are like, keep letting her talk. Let her talk. And, you know, but this whole thing is just one more stupid thing after another. Talking about the core audience. She shit all over the core audience. You know, when George hands you script treatments and wants to be part of it, because this is his baby, you go, okay, this is what we'll do, okay? And if there's any resistance from the executives, you tell them, if we don't do these, I walk, all right? You can go find somebody else. It's George's way or no way, all right? The central characters in the original trilogy would have been respected and would have had their dignity had she just done that. But again, this proves the only person that Kathleen Kennedy cares about is Kathleen Kennedy. All right? We talked about her husband, and we talked about that. All right? And he's as bad as she is. Okay? And, you know, people, you know, are asking, why did George keep her around? She wasn't supposed to be kept around. But let's talk.
Argle, gargle, google, goo.
What?
Now you know how it feels. What are you talking about?
That one just drew a pentagram on the floor and chanted, I summon thee 3 times.
Back. Oh, that explains why blood was pouring from all my faucets this morning.
It's one of the most schizophrenic interviews I've ever read. Like, what you get out of the article is, this is Charlie Brewer again. I'll admit people didn't like the new stuff, which was my Ray stuff, but I'll say that they love the new stuff now, but I won't say it's John's Mandalorian stuff. Completely contradictory bullshit. Talking about how the movies and the investment that Disney made $12 billion, but she's not going to say if it's net or gross. It didn't, they didn't. They lost probably $12 billion. She even went as far as talked about Barbie being a great communal experience, but don't, you know, ask why I can't deliver the same. For Star Wars, this is just, when you read the article, you'll get that thing. You'll understand. And it's all social media's fault. Don't hold me accountable for anything. She produced 5 films in 5 years for Disney like they asked her. Don't ask her what they did to the franchise, and don't ask her what she's been doing for the last 6 years. I know, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, which helped pretty much ruin that franchise for a few years, and ruin Harrison Ford's last outing, probably in a movie like that ever, because he is going to be 83 this year. Okay, this is the garbage that you know, that we had to suffer through as fans. The schizophrenic woman with a narcissistic personality disorder that would make Caligula jealous. And then, you know, you think about writers like Cameron, and he says, now you understand what it's like to get notes from these crazy people as a screenwriter. They don't care about the work and the care that goes into something. To Kennedy, it's just, she loves making movies. She'll never retire. You just can't make Star Wars movies anymore. All right? Make your shitty art house flicks. Okay, lady? My God. But you gotta read this article. I mean, in Martin Crane's vernacular, I walked away going, Argle, gargle, google, goop. What is she talking about? This is stuff. Gonna go meditate and maybe pray the rosary. I need some wisdom here. I'll see you around the galaxy.